गुरुरात्मेति
ॐ ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति
मूर्तिभेदविभागिने
मूर्तिभेदविभागिने
व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय
व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय
दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।
दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम्
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम्
शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम्
शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम्
अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम्
अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम्
वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्।
वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्।
ॐ सहनाववतु
ॐ सहनाववतु
सहनौ भुनक्तु
सहनौ भुनक्तु
सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै
सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु
मा विद्विषावहै
मा विद्विषावहै।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं
ॐ पार्थाय
प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं
व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणं मध्ये महाभारतम्
व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम्
अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायीम्
अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम्
अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भगवद्वेषिणीम्
अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भगवद्वेषिणीम्
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः
यं
ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः
स्तुन्वन्ति
दिव्यैः
दिव्यैस्तवैः
वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः
वेदैस्ताङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः
गायन्ति यं सामगाः
ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं
ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः
यस्यान्तन्न यदुस्तुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः
यस्यान्तं न विदुस्तुरासुरगणाः देवाय
देवाय
तस्मै
तस्मै
नमः
नमः.
We are in second chapter. In first verse of second chapter, Sanjaya narrated to Dhritarashtra, and he told Dhritarashtra, he said, Krishna told something to Arjuna. So Madhusudanaha Vakyam Uvacha. So Krishna told to Arjuna, and then whole verse is nothing but description of Arjuna, how Arjuna looks. So he says, Krupaya Vishtam, Ashrupurna, Kulekshanam, and Vishidantam. So Arjuna was still affection, is overwhelmed by affection. His eyes is full with tears, so vision is blurred. Vishidantam. Arjuna was still sad. To this Arjuna, Madhusudanaha Vakyam Uvacha. Krishna has told. Then Krishna told direct Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. He told to Arjuna. One word he has used, Kashmalam. The meaning of Kashmalam is depress, despair, depression, whatever. That type of Kashmalam, this despair. And this despair will give us Swargam. He won't take you to Swargam after death. This Kashmalam, this depression, Akirtikaram. So this Kashmalam won't give you fame right now in this birth, in this earth. And this Kashmalam is Anaryam. It doesn't suit you because you are Arya, and this depression is Anaryam. This type of Kashmalam, depression, Kutasva, how can comes? Vishame Upasthitam. In this battlefield, in this crisis comes to you. In second verse. And third verse also, Krishna told to Arjuna, and he says, Klaibyam ma smagama partha. He says, O Arjuna, O Partha, Klaibyam ma gamasma. So, please don't take Klaibyam, eunuch, the mental state of eunuchness, please don't take. It doesn't suit you. Na etad tvai upapadyate. It doesn't suit you. And tyaktva shudram hridaya daurbalyam. Tyaktva means having given up this lowly weakness of your mind, uttishta. You please get up. After telling this, again Arjuna has started. And he says, you tell me, how can I kill one who is deserved for my worship? How can I fight them? So, Pujaho Arisudana. The meaning of Pujarho means they are deserved for my worship. Ishubihi Pratiyotsyami Katham. How can I fight against him? Ishubihi, with arrows. And again he says in fifth shloka that we have already seen, he says, it is better to live on alms, having without killing my gurus. I would choose better to live on alms. Bhaksham apiha loke, shreyaha bhaksham iha loke bhoktum bhaksham. This is better, shreyaha. To live on alms, it is better without killing my all revered Guru. Mahanubhava means with revered Guru, my teachers. Then Hatvartha Kaman, having killed them, and if I will enjoy all my pleasures, that will be sullied by blood, that I don't want it. Compared to that, I would like to live on alms, begging Shreyah. And at that time we have discussed, when he says Bhaksham, only two have right on live on alms, one brahmachari and second one is sannyasi. Arjuna cannot be brahmachari, so he has chosen to become a sannyasi. So this Bhaksham is lead to Arjuna on sannyasa thinking. And again, he is seventh, he has told, I don't know who will win. Na chaitad vidma kataranno gariha. Naha, among us, kataran, who is gariya, who is better. Yadva jayema yadivano. There is a two choice in battlefield. One is we will win over to Kauravas, or they will win over. In both situation, I have lost in my side only, because if we will win, then what will happen? So all my Dhritarashtra, they will go, plus Bhishma Drona, they will go. This is also not good for me. And if we will kill, then what is the meaning of fighting? That's why in both way, Yaneva. And I think in his mind, he was thinking, ultimately we will win only. That's why he says, Yaneva hatva, having killed, we na jiji vishamaha, even we don't like to live. Jivitum icha, they all, Dhritarashtraha, they are standing in front of us. Pramukhe, in front of us, they all are standing. After telling this, now this is the verse has come, and it says, seventh verse. Karpanya doshopahata svabhavaha pruchhami tvam dharma sammuda cheta ha yachreyasyat nishchitam bruhitan me shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. This is the best verse in second chapter, because this is total surrender of Arjuna to Krishna. So I have written Anvayaha, and it says Karpanya doshaha upahata swabhavaha is description of his own mind. So Arjuna says, what is the disposition of my mind? He says Karpanya dosho upahat swabhavaha. First thing, and second thing is dharma sammudha chetaha. My mind is also totally deluded in the matter of dharma. So Arjuna described himself as Karpanya dosha upahat swabhavaha, and second thing, I am also sammudha chetaha, dharma sammudha chetaha, that me tvam pruchhami. He says to Krishna, tvam means you, I am asking, and yat nishchitam shreyah syat, in which way it is best or better for me, definitely. Nishchitam shreyah is better for me, tat me bruhi. You please tell me. And if Krishna asks, why should I tell you? Then he says, aham te shishyah. Aham means I, te means tava, your, shishyah, I am your disciple. Mam shadi, the meaning of shadi means teach me. Mam, please you teach me. And if again Krishna asks, why should I teach you? Then he says, tvam prapannam, I am totally surrendered to you. So first is Karpanya dosha. Main is Arjuna has described his mind is Karpanya dosha. Then what is Karpanya dosha? So I have given 1 to 2 mantra. This is from Brihadaranya Upanishad, and this one is Etad aksharam aviditva asmat lokat pretya sakrupanaha. Karpanya means actually krupanaha. And if we ask, what is krupanaha? One whose mind is Krupan is called Karpanyam. So what is Krupanaha? In English we say miser, greedy. Is called Krupanaha. So what is really meaning in according to Upanishad vision? What is the meaning of Krupanaha? He says in this is from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Etad Aksharam. The meaning of Etad is this, Aksharam. Really speaking, the meaning is consciousness, our real nature, Aksharam. Aviditva, having gone without knowing this. Without knowing is called aviditva. Asmat lokat pretya. One who has gone, pretya. One who has gone from this word, asmat lokat, from this word, how? Aviditva, without knowing, and what? Etad aksharam. This, our own nature. One who has gone without knowing our nature from this word, Saha Krupanaha. According to Shastra, that person is called miser. Now, if we think why we say miser to miser or greedy person to greedy. So this is common. We are saying if they have money and if the person is not using his money for society, for contribution, that person we used to tell him Krupana. So the use of money, wealth should be always, we have to keep on giving. If water is located in small size, then it starts stinking. But flowing water never stinks. Same way, flowing wealth never stink. But if we keep in our bank account, it starts stinking. Same, it's called Krupanaha. In simple language, it's called Krupanaha. The money is always given to us for contribute. We can help to society. If we are not using, then that person is miser. Same way, this human birth is given to us. Why? By Ishvara. So, Aksharam Viditva, to know ourselves. As human birth is always given to us by the grace of God only for one sake, to know oneself. What is the meaning of I? That for that purpose only, this human birth is given to us. But if we don't know, even we never try to know this, then it's called Krupana. And one person is like that, one whose mind like that, it's called Karpanyam. Krupanasya svabhavaha Karpanyam. Krupanasya bhavaha Karpanyam. So he says, I think I am like Krupanaha. Even one shloka I have taken from Vivek Chudamani, and it says, it is very well famous verse, Durlabam Triyamedat Devanugraha Hetukam Manushyatvam Mumukshutvam Mahapurusha Sanshraya. Three things are very rare in human birth. One is Manushyatvam. Being human is very rare. I have heard one line from WhatsApp, it was keep on coming. A man or human would like to fly like a bird. A human like to swim like a fish. Human like to go in another planet. But one thing human being doesn't like to do. And what is that? To become human. He would like to become a bird. He would like to become a fish. He would like to do everything, but he doesn't like to do a human. So what is Manushyatvam? The meaning of Manushyatvam is being one person should know, having taken birth as a human, Manushya, what is my duty? What is my role? What should I get being human? That thinking is called Tvam. The meaning of Tvam is a nature. of Manushyatvam. Like Vrikshatvam. The meaning of Vrikshatvam is one who has the nature of tree. Same way, one who has the nature of human being. Why? Almost 90% of population of human being, they are only living. Even there is a one shloka I didn't write, but ahara nidra bhayamaithunamcha samana etat pashubhi naranam. Everything is common. But why we are different from animals and birds? Only dharma and moksha. This too is rare. Another, what according to Pujya Swamiji, free will is only given in this human birth. If we are not used properly, then we are krupanaha. That thinking is Arjuna doing. That's why I was telling Arjuna is interested in moksha, because this would also lead Arjuna's thinking is, I would like to do what I am. So Manushyatvam. And another rare thing being human is mumukshutvam. The meaning of mumukshu means moktum ichuhu, one who would like to become liberate. It's called mumukshu. Moktum ichuhu mumukshu. But there is another word is also called jigyasu. So what is the different? Somebody says I am mumukshu, somebody says I am jigyasu. There is a one word also mumuksha and another word is jignasa. So mumuksha is moktum icha, jigyasa, gyatum icha. So what is the basic difference? It says people would like liberation. They would like take moksha, but the person knows moksha is not any action. Something I will do and I will get moksha is not one type of action, but moksha is nothing but to know we are already liberated. That is moksha. So when person knows I would like to become liberate, then he reads Shastra. And having listening Shastra, when he or she start thinking in Shastra says you are already mukta, then I have to know how I can become right now moksha. That thinking to know oneself, it's called jigyasa. Sorry, it will like jigyasa. So there is also one step more. To know oneself is called jignasa, but a person who would like to liberate is called mumukshu. So really speaking, one is serious, then this mumuksha should convert into jigyasa. Otherwise, people cannot get moksha. There are many people, they would like moksha, then they think after death, moksha. If I will go to Vaikuntha Dhama, I will get moksha. I will go to Kailasa Dhama, moksha, Akshar Dhama. There is different type of words and they will get moksha. This is the wrong thinking. But when after Shravanam, he thinks in scripture, if it is given, moksha, right now we are all are muktaha. Then how come right now I am muktaha? That thinking is called conversion from mumuksha to jignasa. That's why in Brahma Sutra, first sutra is Athato Brahma Jigyasa, not Athato Brahma Mumuksha. Jignasa, because that's why mumukshutvam, then it should convert into jignasutvam. This everything is rare. And when we are being human being, if we have mumukshutvam, Mahapurusha Sanshrayam, then we are not miser. But we are just living, simply living, without doing anything, without knowing ourselves, is called Krupana. So Arjuna says, right now, my mind is Karpanya Dosha. My mind is full of upahata, means is stultified, like I say, is overwhelmed by krupanata, miserness. This is right now my thinking, and plus also I am dharma sammuda chetaha. The meaning of cheta is intellect. And dharma sammuda, whenever muda comes in our shastra, the meaning is delusion, indiscrimination power. One who cannot take decision properly, that person is called muda. In Hindi, muda means full. One person is full is called muda. But really speaking, in Shastra, the meaning of muda is one who doesn't have proper discrimination power. So he says, right now, my mind is dharma sammuda cheta. Means, I know, really speaking, the meaning of dharma is ahimsa paramo dharma. Everybody says, what is dharma? The best dharma is ahimsa, non-violence. But right now, what I am going to do, so he says, all Dhritarashtra's son, all Kauravas are adharmika, and Bhishma Drona also joins Duryodhana. They are very pure, very good person, but still they are taking side of Dhritarashtra, means Duryodhana. So to kill Bhishma and Drona is dharma or adharma? This thinking, by this thinking, my buddhi is dharma sammuda. What is dharma? To kill Bhishma and Drona is dharma? Or by killing them I become adharmika? That I cannot do proper viveka, discrimination. That's why intellect is dharma sammuda cheta. He says, my thinking is like that. And now he says, Tvam pruchhami. He says, I am now asking you. Tvam pruchhami. I am asking you. And what? Yat nishchitam shreyasyat. There is whole thing is together. Yat nishchitam shreyam sat. By which definitely is better for me. Shreyaha means better. Nishchitam, truly. Which is truly better for me. That I am pruchhami. That I am asking you. Again, one good word has come. Shreyaha. Here it is written Shreya means better. But there are two words in Shastra. One is Shreya and another is Preya. Shreyasya Preyascha Manusyametad. In Kathopanishad it's come. So one is Shreya, another is Preya. The meaning of Preya I have written also is worldly prosperity. Generally, people choose what? Only worldly. I need this much, my name, fame, everything. It's called Preya. Then what is Shreya? Shreya means Atmagyanam. To know oneself is called Shreya. But I have written also, there are relative Shreya, even absolute Shreya. What is relative Shreya? If some person is sick and doctor says, if you take this medicine is Shreya, is better for you. Then that medicine we can take as a Shreya. Is good. Medicine is good, but is relative. When we are sick, something we are taking, whatever, is a relative good for us. Then what is absolute Shreya? The meaning of absolute Shreya means by knowing this, we don't have any problem in the world. It's called Shreya, absolute. Then there is no problem in the world. While living also, even after living also, it's called absolute Shreya. So what Arjuna is asking here? He is asking relative Shreya or absolute Shreya. How can we infer? How can we guess? So it says, Karpanya doshaha. this word, Krupanta and this Shreya. It says Arjuna is interested in Atma Jnanam, not relative Shreya. Because Krupanta means one who is miser without knowing. If one person goes, it's called Krupana. So Arjuna knows this Krupana word. Arjuna knows this Shreya. So this both word makes, we can infer Arjuna is interested in self-knowledge, not any other thing. So two words, even third one will also come. So he says, Tat me bruhi yat nishchitam shreyasyat. Whatever is 100% better for me, tat me bruhi, that you tell me. Can I make little bigger than this or it's okay? So he says, Tat me means mam bruhi. Bruhi is also again verb. He says, please tell me that what is good for me. And if Krishna asks, why should I tell you? Then he has declared, Aham te shishya. He says, I am your disciple. There is a two Yutpatti means etymology of shishya, shasanat shishya. A guru who can rule over his disciple. It's called shishya. We can't order each and every person. There are in Gurukulam also, there are many students, but we can't order each and every. But if we can say freely, please do for me this or something that, then Shasana. If we can scold also, then Shasanat Shishya. So one who is ready to rule over by Guru is called Shishya. And another definition of Shishya is Shiksha Yogya. One who is deserved for giving some punishment. Shiksha Yogya is called Shishya. But this person, Shishya, disciple, is ready for Guru. Guru, whatever Guru suggests, whatever Guru tells, he is ready to do. It's called Shishya. So there are three words. As three words are used by Arjuna. One is Shreya. First one is Krupana. Second one is Shreya. And third one is Shishya. All three words proves Arjuna is interested only in Atmagnanam, no other things. So he says, Aham te shishya mam shadi. He says, you please teach me. There is only one sha, is the kriyapada, shadi. You please teach over me. And still, if Krishna asks, why should I teach you? Then he says, even I am your shishya, but still, prapannam. I am totally surrendered to you. That's why you please teach me. So he's already declared. So I have written three things. Arjuna has discovered his problem, Karpanya dosha, first one. Second thing, he is also discovered helplessness. It's called Dharma Sammudha Cheta. He has not take proper decision. Third thing he has done, Tvam Prapannam. I am totally surrendered to you. And that's why in our Gita Dhyana Shloka, Prapanna Parijataya. This Prapanna Parijataya means this word is for Krishna. He is being a Parijata Vruksha who is a Prapanna. That's why Arjuna says, Aham Tvam Prapanna. I am totally surrendered. If he surrendered, then Krishna become Parijata. Without Prapannam, Krishna never become Parijata. So he says totally. And this all Krishna's, Arjuna's description make Krishna's what? Parthasarthi to Jagatguru. Is only one verse. Seventh verse of second chapter, Krishna becomes Jagatguru. Because three words only. And then whole teaching has started. If this without seventh verse, whole Gita teaching won't possible. So he says, Partha Sarthi, before poor Krishna was only charioteer, he is only driver. That driver now becomes a teacher. In one, I have given, there is two type of persons. One is advisor and one is teacher. What is the difference between advisor and teacher? Advisor also well-wisher, teacher is also well-wisher. What is the job of advisor? They give advice. And what they do? They never care whether we are following their advice or not. All workshop. There now are nowadays 2 days workshop, 1 day workshop. Then in workshop, what they are doing? That person who is taking a charge of 1 day workshop, what they do? They give advising. You have to do like this, you have to. Then they go. They are not serious whether we are following their instruction, their advice or not. But what is the role of Guru? They never advise. Then what they do? They teach what is what. And plus, they always allow to take decision for own self. They never say, I'm saying, then you do this. Yat ichchasi tat kuru. In 18th chapter, Krishna said, whatever you desire, please do. He never say, I have taught still up to 18th chapter, now you have to do like this. No. Yat ichchasi tat kuru. Whatever your desire. And advisor is never serious. Guru is always serious. And still, I have not written, just like I remember, there are different type of guru. One is mantra guru. When we are small, then we have taken some mantra from someone. Om Namah Shivaya. There are also mantra guru. One is also Gayatri mantra. In Brahmin, the boy are always taken Gayatri mantra from their priest. That priest is also guru. But here we are talking of which guru? Is not mantra diksha guru, not even Gayatri diksha guru. We are talking about a guru, one who teaches the Upanishad, the real nature of us. This Krishna is this type of guru, Jagat guru, not simple guru. So now,
Ji,
yeah.
one more difference is there. Advisor, everyone just gives advice. They just give, but teacher waits. Like Krishna waited till Arjuna asked him, then only he.
Yeah. Even he was keep on asking. Beautiful is what beautiful things in the teaching. We always Arjuna would like to do whatever Krishna says. If Krishna says you do this, then he's ready to do. But Krishna never says. In all 17 chapters, you do like this. Even Arjuna says in 3rd chapter, in 5th chapter, Yat Shreyam Nishchitim, whatever better for me, you tell me, I will follow. If you say you follow Karma Yoga, I will follow. If you say take sannyas, I will. But you tell me. Krishna never says. But he always explained what is Karma Yoga. He explained what is Gnana Yoga. He never, because real Guru never force in any disciple. They just keep open. Whatever you like, you please do. Never follow what I am doing. And what is the best service of Guru also? Never stay with Guru. According to Pujya Swamiji, he says what is the best seva of Guru is whatever Guru says that you do. Never do massage to me. There are many students, they are ready to do always to live around Guru. He says whatever I have teach, if you spread in all our world, then this is the best service. So this is, and if students follow like this, then he is a real student. So real Guru, real students also there. So now both are teacher and Guru, they are ready. And even one thing also, there is a 3 type of students. One is called Vidyarthi, another is called Antevasi, and third one is called Shishya. So what is Vidyarthi? The meaning of Vidyarthi is Vidyayaha Arthi, one who is desired for Vidya, knowledge, but still he may not be serious in study. We all are Vidyarthi at our young age. But at that time, we studied, but we are not that much serious. We are serious in what? How can earn money? We are not studying for study's sake. There are many students, even our Porbandar, they come, they say, we have learned Mundak Upanishad, we have done BA with Sanskritam, we have done even Kathopanishad, but we don't know. We have all by-hearted for the sake of getting marks. We never try to understand seriously. So they all are called Vidyarthi, simple student. There are another is called Antevasi, one who lived in Gurukulam for length of time, long time, but still they are not proper understanding about subject matter. Even while we were studying in our Annaikati, total 80 students were there, but all 80 are not only for self-knowledge, They sometimes they say, there is a 3 years we have got, we can do enjoy, nothing to do, no? Everything is free. Some are staying, some are for some foreign student, they would like to stay in India, they take student visa, but they are not interested in even total Atmagnanam also. So they all are Antevasi, but they are not serious. But who is Shishya, who design the problems? One who knows everything and then surrenders. It's called Shishya. So that's why Arjuna never used this word, Vidyarthi. Otherwise we see Krishna and Arjuna both are friends from young age. But still, he never said, being friend, you teach me. He has changed. He says, Aham Shishya. So one thing you were asking now, how can we know Arjuna is interested in Atma Gnanam? So this verse is proof, because Arjuna is only interested in Atma Gnanam, nothing else. So Shreyaha, Shishya, in the third one is Krupanaha. All three words are proved Arjuna is interested only in Atma Gnanam, nothing else. So still after totally surrender to Krishna, he is still telling to Krishna how much I am grieved, how much grief in my inside. So this is also what I have talked. How can we say Smashana Vairagya? Or we can say real Vairagya. So what we are talking during our Sanskrit class, I think Sudhakarji was telling, there are two types of dispassion. One dispassion is Smashana Vairagya and another is real Vairagya. Now what is Smashana Vairagya? When one person dies, and then what happens? Person dies and all people take him to cremation ground. Then this all procedure, having seen this all procedure, people start thinking, what is the use of life? Why we are living? We should live very properly. Everything. We should not be much greedy. After all thinking, when we go back to our home, everything is washed off. Again, we start living what we are. It's called Smashana Vairagya. While living cremation, but what is real Vairagyam? That real Vairagyam is explained by Arjuna in next verse. So what he says, Nahi prakashyami mamapnudyat yacchokamuchoshanam indriyanam avapya bhumavasapatnamruddham rajyam suranam apichadipatyam. This is the last verse told by Arjuna before teaching. And this verse shows a dispassion of Arjuna. He says, what I have done Anvaya, Bhumau means in this earth. Asapatnam. There is a one word in Sanskritam, Patnam. Here Patnam is not Patni means wife, but Patna. The meaning is rivalry. But Apatnam, Sapatnam, but when we add Apatnam, then it's called unrivaled. We have no enmities with anyone. Always we have good relationship with everyone is called Patnam. But we are not friendly with someone is called Patnam. But if we are friend to everyone is called Apatnam. So Arjuna says, in Bhumau, in this earth, Rajyam Avapya, if I have got kingdom, Ruddham, the meaning of Ruddham is prosperous kingdom, plus Asapatnam, without any rival, without any enmities, all are friends to me, that type of Bhumau, Rajyam, if I got. And another thing, he says, Suranama papi chadipatyam avapya. Sura means devatas. Adipatyam, if we say, if I obtain the supremacy of devatas. So in the other word, if I become a Indras of all devatas, having got a kingdom of devatas, even having got a kingdom of this earth, still I have one thing in my mind is shokam. And this shokam is, which type of shokam? Indriyana utsoshanam. The meaning of utsoshanam, which dried up my all sense organs. Utsoshanam. Choshanam, because of sandhi, sha become cha. But really speaking, yes, soshanam. Soshanam means dried up. He says, Yat mam indriyana utsoshanam shokam. I have a grief. That grief is dried up my all indriyas, my all sense organ. So I cannot think properly. I cannot do properly. That grief, apanudyat, the meaning of it, that which cannot remove, even I get kingdom of earth, even kingdom of heaven. That grief won't go, na prapashyami. I don't see having become a king of even earth, having become a king of even heaven, that my grief inside my mind, apanudyat, won't remove, it won't go. In sense, I am in grief. I am sad. I am grief. That sadness, that grief won't go, even I got whole kingdom of both, either in this earth or after in Svarga. So this shows his Vairagyam. What I was talking, Shokam, his Vairagyam. And we have studied in Tattva Bodha the definition of Vairagyam, if you remember or not. But it is this definition. What is Vairagyam? Ichha Rahityam. There is a no desire. Rahityam means we are without any desire. Without desire of what? Bhogeshu. All enjoyment. All pleasures of what? Iha and Svarga. One who doesn't have any desire of Iha means in this earth. Svarga means after death in the heaven. One who doesn't have any desire of pleasure. It's called Vairagyam. Same way, if we think now Arjuna's thinking, he says, I have shokam, I have grief, I have pain. That pain, apanudyat, it won't go. Even avapya, both, even I get rajyam of bhumo, means iha, this loka, even I got adhipatyam, supremacy of what? All surana. Adhipatyam, Indra was adhipatyam, was all devatas. But even become Indra, even become again all rajyam of in earth, this grief won't go. And that shoka is mama indriyana utsoshanam. It doesn't allow me to live properly. My gnanendriyas are totally dried. So this verse, what I was telling, it proves, really speaking, in our Arjuna has not smashana vairagyam, but our Arjuna has real vairagya, because he doesn't want anything. He is interested in only one thing, to remove his shoka, nothing else. So that he is said. So now we can see the verse. He says, avapya means having obtained. And what having obtained? Bhumo asapatnam ruddham rajyam avapya. In the earth, unrivaled, prosperous kingdom obtained. Having obtained this type of kingdom, there is no enmity. Everybody is friendly to each other. Sangachadvam, sambaddadvam. If you know, then samvada suktam. Everybody is friendly to each other, and plus all wealthy, healthy, wealthy. Still, and plus Suranam chadipatyam avapya, having obtained the supremacy of devtas, still mama indriyana utsoshanam, which dried up my all sense organ plus organs of action. You might have noticed, when we are sad and we are overpowered by our own grief, then we don't like to do anything. So our organ of action, karmendriyani, also not working properly. At the same time, if somebody says, have you listened? So all our gnanendriyas are not working properly. It says utsoshanam. Dry means not like a heater and it dried. But really speaking, the meaning of dried means we are not working properly. Dry word. Shokam apanudyat. Grief would remove that I don't see. So I become a king, but my grief won't go. Same thing if you have studied in Chandogya, in 7th chapter, Narad Muni. If there is a story in 7th chapter, Narad Muni went to Sanak Sankadi Muni Rishis, and he says, Aham Shochami. He said to Sanakadi Rishi, he says, I am in grief, aham shochami. Shokasya param tarayitu. He says, I would like to cross this my grief. Then Sanat Kumara asked to Narada, how much? Because whenever some disciple come to Guru, he never starts immediately. First he asks something. How much you know? So Guru knows from which level he has to start. Same way Sanat Kumara asked Narada, how much you know? Then he has listed how much he knows. He says, I know all 4 Vedas, Vedangas, all different type of Vidyas, Bhuta Vidya, Preta Vidya, Manushya Vidya, Gandharva Vidya. Long list he has given. He says, I know this much, but still, aham shochami. Still I am in grief. And he says, one is very famous, Atmavit Shokam Tarati. He says, Shokam Tarati. He says, I know Atmavit, one who knows oneself, Shokam Tarati. He can cross over the grief. That's why, please teach me. At that time, Naradji says to Sanat Kumara Shadima, you please teach me. And the same thing in Kathopanishad, if you remember, if you know the story, Nachiketa has asked some question to Yamadharmaraja. He says, please teach me who is Atma. Then he offered many things to Nachiketa. Yamadharmaraja says, I will make you king. Shatayusha bhava. Shatayusha pautran prapya. He says, you become a father, your grandsons, many, even I can send you all apsaras with chariots, with all different type of music. They will dance in front of you. But don't ask this type of question, what is Atma? Then Nachiketa says, Taveva vaha tavandritya gita. He says, you keep your all chariots, your dance, your all songs with you. I don't want anything. I want only one thing, to know myself. This is commitment itself. He is totally interested in nothing but only Atmagnani. So this shloka, it proves Arjuna wants only one thing, in what? Atmagyani. So now Arjuna's job, whatever Arjuna has to do, he has done. Now Krishna's job has started. But before Krishna starts, Sanjaya again narrated to Dhritarashtra what is going in battlefield. So we will see this, but we will see tomorrow. Sanjaya uvacha evamuktvā ऋषिकेशं गुडाकेशः परन्तपः नयोत्स्य इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा तुष्णीं बभूवः. Tushnim Babuvaha. He became silent. Now he doesn't argue anything. Tushnim Babuvaha. But what is Tushnim? What is the meaning of this, each and every word? We will see tomorrow. Anything would like to ask? Then I can unmute now. Anything? Now, Meda, do you have any question you were asking, no? How can we prove this is Vairagyam is true or not of Arjuna?
And not depression.
Any question? We can do Purnamada Purnamida.
Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari
Shri Gurubhyo
Om.
Namaha.
Hari Om.